Good evening. This is the complete Mobile Suit Gundam lecture. I'm back from the United States. Today is August 20th. Here's part 2 of our commentary on Episode 10, Garma's Fate. The latter half of Garma's Fate is where this Gundam lecture series really hits its stride. Up to now, my use of flip cards has been pretty inconsistent. Sometimes I used a ton, other times almost none. From Garma's Fate through Icelina Love's Remains, I'll rely on boards more in the explanations. Behind the scenes, I finally got better at pulling frames from the show and printing them. From this episode on, you'll see me use more boards to walk through things. That's a mixed blessing. Leaning on boards tends to make the talk revolve around explaining those boards. The right amount is still hard to judge. As the series goes on, if the boards pile up too much, it can start to feel like a picture story show. So from around this episode, the number of boards steadily increases. As I mentioned, the original Mobile Suit Gundam is now streaming free weekly on YouTube. From comments on Twitter X, I'm amazed at how many people are watching Gundam for the first time. So please use this lecture, not a strict companion book, but another way to read the show, as a guide. I'd be delighted if you watch with that in mind. It's a work that deserves to be discussed forever, and director Tomino's signature piece. Please watch Mobile Suit Gundam. Alright. How my return from the United States can wait until the end. For now, let's begin the Gundam lecture. Please enjoy the second half of our Episode 10, Garma's Fate commentary. This is the latter half of the Episode 10 commentary for Mobile Suit Gundam. Last time I talked at length about politics, where the Zabi family stands on Earth now. Today I'll run quickly through the story. Late at night in what seems like New York, WhiteBase tries to move while staying hidden, but Zeon fighters and carriers are bombing the city from above to flush it out. WhiteBase backs into a domed ballpark to hide. They'd love to wait it out, but with carpet bombing they'll be blown to pieces. So they launch Gundam plus gun cannon and gun tank to try to find any opening for a counterattack. Meanwhile, on the Zeon side, Garma Zabi is in love with a woman named Icelina Eschenbach. He thinks, if I earn glory in this operation, I can take her back to the homeland and be with her. At the same time, his pride as a soldier pushes him, not to live off family pull as a commander, but to win credit on his own, something he can boast of to his sister. Garma carries out a rolling bombardment but can't find WhiteBase. Irritated, he hears his trusted subordinate Lieutenant Char say, "That all sortie in a mobile suit." Char answers, "For you, of course. May victory's glory be yours," and salutes so crisply that Garma trusts him completely. Under orders from WhiteBase, Gundam dodges attacks while fleeing in a direction that will make the enemy think WhiteBase is there. But Char instantly sees through that ploy. Char, not bad, Mobile Suit. Trying to lure us out, eh? Which means the Trojan horse? In fact, Char knows WhiteBase isn't where Gundam is heading. Char, I see. A fine plan, I'll have my revenge. With, I'll have my revenge, Char's intent is finally spoken aloud. Until now, he was just a snide guy whose eyes glinted ominously and who bad-mouthed Garma in secret. Now viewers learn he has a personal pretext, vengeance. After murmuring about revenge, Char calls Garma. Unaware, Garma answers, "I've been waiting, Char. The mobile suit is fleeing. The Trojan horse should be ahead. Can you pursue?" This part can be confusing, so here's the setup in brief. This is the situation. WhiteBase is hidden inside a baseball dome. Garma's GA attack carrier is closing in. If more air units arrive, they'll carpet bomb the area and eventually destroy the stadium. Gundam launched from WhiteBase and is retreating this way. Here, Char tells a lie. From his vantage point, he spots Gundam fleeing and radios. Garma, the enemy warship, is in the direction the Gundam is heading. Garma believes him and rushes that way. That leaves WhiteBase behind him wide open. WhiteBase has been waiting to strike from the rear. That's the good plan Char mentioned. Amuro wants the same thing. Lure the carrier into WhiteBase's firing line. They can't down it, but they hope to damage it and escape the city. Honestly, that's about all WhiteBase was aiming for. But then a serious accident happens. WhiteBase's plan was only that. But the enemy took the bait perfectly. Of course they did. Char, Garma's most trusted man, said, The enemy warship is where the Gundam fled. When his right-hand man asks, "Can you pursue Garma?" he answers, "Yes." He'll show up his sister, earn glory, and return to Zeon with the woman he loves. But as he advances, WhiteBase unleashes a barrage from behind. Garma. WH. What happened? Zeon soldier. We're taking fire from the rear. Garma. From behind? Zeon soldier. It's the Trojan horse, attacking from behind. Garma. Climb. Garma orders a climb, but his crew says it's impossible. He thinks for about half a second. Can we gain altitude? Can we ride this out? Negative. In that half second, he weighs crash landing, surrender, or a pointless death. A forced landing might not save them. The ship could explode. Parachuting out might let some escape. But after that brief pause, he decides, hard about! Ram the Trojan horse! At that moment, he gives up on living. If we'll be shot down anyway, we'll smash into the enemy. Then a radio call comes in from Char. Char. Heh. Garma, if you can hear me. Why now? Because he's confirmed Garma has turned to ram the enemy. Char reasons. Garma's damaged, yet chooses ramming over escape. If he's going to die anyway, I'll twist the knife. Char. Garma, if you can hear me, curse your birth. Garma. What? Misfortune? Char. Yes, misfortune. Char. You were a good friend, but your father is to blame. Ha 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 ha. He concedes Garma was a good friend, then says, but your father is at fault. Viewers still don't know why Char seeks revenge. It remains frustratingly vague. But that line tightens a major plot thread. From hints to explicit motive. I'll have revenge. Your father is at fault, even though you were a good friend. Char's motivation snaps into focus. Garma shouts, Char! You betrayed me, Char! And slams the radio aside. The music swells. Not the bright fanfare, but a tragic cue. The one that plays when someone is about to die. He orders, I'll take the stick. Move. And grabs the controls. I am a man of the Zabi family. I won't die for nothing. He aims to ram WhiteBase himself. On WhiteBase, the operator above Bright Station cries, one enemy craft is heading straight for us. Bright. What? A suicide attack? Mirai, climb. Take us up. Emergency ascent. No one on WhiteBase had imagined he'd go that far. Neither did Char. Both sides assumed the damaged Gaul would flee or crash. No one expected a deliberate 180-degree turn to ram. In the instant Garma chooses that, WhiteBase is in mortal peril. If he hits them, there's no surviving it. Because even with engines damaged, the Gaul's current course will take it straight into WhiteBase. The Gaul is so huge that WhiteBase's main guns can't stop it. Hits land on the cockpit and engines, yet it doesn't even slow. Collision is certain. Bright orders everyone on the bridge to hit the deck. In that moment, the crew is sure they've lost. We didn't see a ram coming. Get down. Brace for impact. But then, by chance, an explosion inside the Gauss snaps its left wing. It's pure luck. Until then, despite many hits, the Gauss was still barreling forward. With the wing sheared at the root, the Gauss stalls, and its course shifts. Instead of a straight line to WhiteBase, it drops short. It plunges under the climbing WhiteBase and crashes. Garma dies, crying, Glory to the Principality of Zeon! His failure was, in the end, pure chance. By chance, the wing snapped, the Gauss stalled, veered off, and fell. His last words, Glory to the Principality. But what flashes through his mind isn't Zeon's glory. It's Icelina. Her recollection scene runs long. Usually you'd show just a flash, but here Icelina clearly moves her lips, as if speaking at length. Compared with her earlier scenes, none of the shots are reused. It's newly animated. You can see she's saying quite a long line, though we hear no voice. In such moments, lovers usually say something like, I love you. But the only past line that fits this timing is, Neither Zeon nor the Federation matters to me. Garma, Garma. That one line matches the length of her silent mouth movements. Garma wanted to win glory for Icelina, to be a man, outshine his sister, return to Zeon. But Icelina had already said she loved him as a person, beyond Zeon or Federation. He couldn't accept that. Not until I'm a proper Zeon officer can I take you home, he thought. So he says, now's our chance to seize Federation secrets. If I succeed, even my father will grant my wish. He could see her only within the frame of his status. She, by contrast, could say, I love you beyond all that. So the last vision he sees isn't a family who might finally accept him, nor the burden of being a Zabi heir or a soldier. It's Icelina, the one who loved him as a person from the start. He dies clinging only to that memory. I was loved by an extraordinary woman. He cries, glory to the principality of Zeon, and then remembers her. I agree with Char. It's a little naive, but he's dying. Let it be. Thank you. The free portion ends here. I've spoken about how remarkable Icelina is, and the next title is Icelina Loves Remains. You can guess where this goes. Frankly, within the whole of Gundam, Icelina is a minor character. Not exactly a nobody, but not essential to the main plot. And yet she burns with vengeance, not for Zeon or the Federation, but against WhiteBase and Gundam, despite once saying, let's just run away together. The episode follows her, relentlessly from her point of view. What comes of it? How does it affect Amuro? Last time in Fly Gundam, Amuro Ray finally shook off his doubts and chose to fight. That resolve leads us to Garma's fate. Amuro volunteered to be the decoy. Thanks to Gundam's efforts, Garma was brought down. Unbeknownst to Amuro and the Earth Federation crew of WhiteBase, Icelina, a single woman, vows revenge and challenges them. That's Icelina Loves Remains. And after that comes the Threat of Zeon, starting with Garma Zabi's funeral, introducing the new mobile suit, Gouf, and Amuro Ray's great rival, Ramba Ral. An onslaught of developments. As I said, these episodes become free on YouTube in September, so please follow along with Mobile Suit Gundam. On Amazon Prime Video, you can watch the whole series anytime as well. Also key, Char's line, a fine plan. Here, his true objective is revealed. We grasp that Char seeks vengeance, but the why, what Garma Zabi's father did, what happened, remains a mystery to viewers. That kind of writing feels modern, like overseas dramas of the 21st century. Usually, a revenge scene doubles as climax and exposition, solving mysteries. One side triumphs in monologues. Here's why I did this. Hear my heart. Yet Gundam withholds the explanation even here. This structure, each event serving as setup for the next reveal, is the same as modern shows like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones. Back then, director Yoshiyuki Tomino often said he wanted to make a grand, novelistic robot anime, a Sunday prestige drama in animation. Robot anime were supposed to be episodic, guest characters limited to one episode, story order swappable. He was told never to stray from that frame. But Tomino wanted to break that mold and make works like Heidi, Girl of the Alps, 3,000 Leagues in Search of Mother, or Anne of Green Gables shows Izo Takahata had made. Gundam is where Yoshiyuki Tomino finally did what he'd wanted to do. To review briefly, how should I put this? Let's save the strategy talk for the wrap-up. That's the end of the free section. Sorry for running long. From here we enter the paid segment. Please enjoy the rest of our episode 10 analysis. Ready? Now please enjoy the second half commentary.